And once we get to know the meaning, it also becomes a highly meditative kind of stotra. So let's start. Maunavyakhya prakatita parabrahmattatvam yuvanam persistante vasadrishiganai avritam brahmanishtai acharyendram karakalita chinmudram anandarupam swatma ramam muditavadanam dakshinamurtimide Patavitapi samipe bhumi bhage nishannam sakala munijananam jnanadatara Tribhuvana Gurumisham Dakshinamurti Devam Janana Marana Dukkha Cheda Daksham Namami Chitram Vatataror Mule Vriddha Sishya Gurur Yuva Gurostu Maunam Vyakhyanam Shishyastu Chinna Samshaya Nidaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddhagyanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Let's go to the stotram proper. Vishwam Darpana Dishyamana Nagari Ulyam Nijantargatam Pashyannatmani Mayaya Bahirivot Bhutan Yadha Nidraya Yes Sakshat Purute Prabodha Samaye Swatmanamevadvayam Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Bijasyantarivang Jagadidam Parang Nirvikalpam Punaha Maya Kalpita Desha Kala Karana Vaichitre Chitri Kritam Maya Viva Vijrimbayat Yapimaha Yogi Vayasvechaya Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Yasyaiva Sfuranam Sadatmakam Asatkalpartakam Bhasate Sakshat Tattvamasiti Veda Vachasa Yobodhayatyashritan Yas Sakshat Karanat Bhavenna Punaravrittir Bhavambho Nidhau Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Nana Chidragatodhara Stita Mahadipa Prabha Bhaswaram Jnanam Yasya Tu Chakshuradi Karanadvara Bahispandate Janamiti Tameva Bhantam Anubhat Etat Samastam Jagate Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Deham Pranam Apindriyan Yapichalan Buddhim cha shunyam viduhu Stri balan dhajadopama svamiti pranta vrishambadinah Maya shakti vilasa kalpita maha vyamoha samharine Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Rahu grasta divakarendu sadrusho maya samachhadanat Sanmatrakaranopasamharnato yo bhutsu shuftah puman Pragasvap samiti prabodha samaye Yav pratyabhigyayate Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Balyadishvapi Jagridadishu tatha Sarva Svavastha Svapi Vyavritta Svanuvartamana Mahamithyanta Sfurantam Sada Swatmanam Prakati Karoti Bhajatam Yo Mudraya Bhadraya Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Vishwam Pashyati Karya Karanataya Swaswami Sambandhatah Shishyacharya Tathaiva Pitraputra Dhyatmana Bhedatah Swapne Jagrati Vayesha Purusho Maya Paribhramitah Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Bhurambhansya Nalo Nilombaram Aharnato Himam Shufpuman Ityabhati Characharatmakabidam Yasyaiva Murtyashtakam नान्यत् किञ्चन विद्यते विमर्शताम् यस्मात् परस्मात् विभोः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिंस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानात् च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्धे तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम् इति दक्षिणामूर्ति स्तोत्रम. We are now ready to get into Gita Dhyanam, followed by Bhagavad Gita chapter 7. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusangadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Ullaravindaayata Patra Netra Tena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Gotra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Mritaduhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavaha Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gita Amritam Mahate Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru Bhishma Drona Tata Jayadrata Jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Vahani Karnena Vela Kula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartinim Sotirna Khalu Pandavairananati Kaivartaka Keshavaha Parasharya Vachassaroja Mamalam Gitartha Gandotkatam Anakyanaka Kesaram Harikata Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shakpatairahara Vepiyamanam Mudha Bhuyad Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Pradvamshina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Stundanti Divyai Stavaihi Vedai Sanga Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidussura Supagana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Om. We now go into chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita. Om Sri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. Saptamo Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. We are in verse number 26. We'll try and complete up to 30, and that will be completed chapter 7. So let's chant from 26. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. So Vedaham, know me. Okay? Know me. Please understand. And in fact, I know, Krishna says, I know that I am the past, present, and future. Your awareness was, is, and will always be there. So it was, it is, and it will always be there. And that awareness is not far away from you. You are that awareness. No, I know that. Do you know that? But unless you have the insight, unless you have that kind of insight, you are not likely to have this, this vision of yourself. This is chapter, this is verse number 26. Now, why? What affects this? What affects your vision? Is the next question. We'll read verse number 27. You'll see verse number 27. Yeah, verse number 27. Yeah. Ichha dvesha samuttena. Ichha dvesha samuttena. Dvandva mohena bharata. Dvandva mohena bharata. Whole line. Ichha dvesha samuttena. Dvandva mohena bharata. Sarva bhutani sammoham. Sarva bhutani sammoham. Sarge yanti parantapa. Sarge yanti parantapa. All words. Ichha dvesha samuttena. Dvandva mohena bharata. Sarva bhutani sammoham. Sarge yanti parantapa. Once more. Ichha dvesha samuttena. Dvandva mohena bharata. Sarva bhutani sammoham. Sarge yanti parantapa. Hey Parantapa, Arjun. Parantapa, why you're a great guy, kind of, extolling the person. You're no ordinary person, Arjun. You're not an ordinary person. Anybody who comes to the Satsang is not an ordinary person. Not everybody is drawn to Satsang. Not everybody is drawn to Gita. It's not everyone's cup of tea. So if you have come to the Satsang, and if you have a value for the Satsang, understand you are a Parantapa. You have a certain insight about priorities. It's the teacher is not what do you call selling you things to join my Satsang, please come. He's not marketing anything for you. Okay. But okay, some people say he's trying to market something. He's not trying to market something. See, I'm going to talk about yourself. I'm saying, not having a teacher, Dakshinamurti, Shri Krishna says, Krishna says, you are a significant being. We all want to be significant beings. You are a significant being. Oh, really? You are the significant being. Then he comes and tells you, you are the only significant being. Now you tell me, it's for your good or for the teacher's good? You are the significant being. Hey Parantapa, you are someone special. The Bhagavad Gita doesn't talk generally to people. It talks, Krishna talks to Arjuna one-to-one. It doesn't address the whole 18 divisions of army. It addresses Arjuna one-to-one. In the same way, the teacher addresses one-to-one. Each one here, the teacher addresses individually. He is not addressing a general, samashti nahi hai. This is individually, I am addressing one-to-one. And the word Parantapa says, you are no ordinary being. Hey Parantapa. Having said this, we have to understand one thing. The Bhagavad Gita and the teacher do not stand on judgment on anyone, individually or collectively. There is nobody who is being judged. There is nobody who is being condemned. At the same time, there is no justification either in case you don't do the right thing. So there is no judgment, there is no condemnation, there is no justification. It is an objective statement of fact. Teacher highlights a statement of fact. What is the fact? You are not able to identify with the Atma, and you are not able to identify, and you are able to identify with the Anatma. You are not able to give up. You are not able to give up a value for the Anatma. You are not able to give up the feeling that Anatma will give me security and peace and happiness. Please understand, you are not an isolated being. One should not go back saying Bhagavad Gita says, I am the only guy, rest of the world is okay. No, it is not so. It is not, I am not okay, you are okay. No. It says, this is a fundamental problem. Sarva Bhutani. Sarva Bhutani includes the bhaktas, people who have otherwise following a religious way of life. People who otherwise follow ethical way of life. He said this is a fundamental problem, universal problem, not India problem, not Hindu problem. It's a fundamental problem for everyone. And he says, why does it? Why does it? He says, Ichha Dvesha Samuthena, driven by pressure created by raga dvesha. I like certain things. I don't like certain things. I like what I see as something beneficial to me. I don't like what I see something as not beneficial to me, however beneficial it may be. It is my POV, point of view. So it's Ichha Desha Samuttena, then Dvandva Mohena. And what is the Dvandva? There are three pairs of Dvandva. Sukha Dukha, Labha Alabha, and third set, Jaya Ajaya. Ajaya is not meaning that Ajay, one who cannot be one of Jaya, opposite of Jaya. These are the three pairs of opposites you will face all life. You will face this in your life. There will be Sukha, there will be Dukkha. There will be Labha, there will be Alabha. There will be Jaya, there will be Ajaya. But what do we prefer? Sukha, Jaya, and Labha. Somehow it tells me this is what I want, this is what I want, and I have a feeling as though I can control them. And because I have a feeling I can control the whole thing, I drive my actions in such a way that one drives the actions in such a way that I go only towards what seems beneficial to me. Ichha, Dvesha, Labha, Alabha, Jaya, Ajaya. This is how the world is. The population is driven. Sarva Bhutani, all human beings are driven, like, including bhaktas. Including bhaktas. Don't say this fellow is bhakti. No, no, the fellow also has. The fellow also has. And what is it? Or are you driven towards? Pancha Anatma. Body, mind. Aham, mama. Aham is my body, I, physical. Mama, mind, what I own. Aham, mama. So my body, my family, my position, my possession, my name, fame, whatever, kuch bhi. This is called the Pancha Anatma. And this Pancha Anatma will have threefold limitations. What are the threefold limitations? Sukha, Dukkha, Mishritatvam. This will bring me Sukham now. Even as I am going through the Sukham, Dukkham is waiting around the corner. But what is it that I want? I want only Sukham. Or I want to ignore the Dukkha. Dukkham can come now. Dukh can come later. Lava can come now. And Alaba can come later. Jaya can come now. Ajaya can come later. This is the way it is. Sukha Dukkha Mishritatvam. Atriptikaram. Nothing in the Anatma will give you 100% satisfaction. Nothing in the Anatma will give you 100% security. It is never ever possible because it is Anatma. That itself is finite. How can the finite give you the infinite? Not possible. Then comes Bandikaram. The pleasant, the Sukha, the Labha, the Jaya, that you will want to be repeated because it was dissatisfied, it was not satisfying enough the last time. You want to do it once. You want it once. You want it once. He said, this is the nature of Anatma. And unless you get it, what happens? The fellow who gets it, okay, he says, Ichha Dvesha Samuttena Dvandve Mohena Bharata Sarva Bhutani Samoham Sarge Yanti Parantapa. Everybody in this chakra, everybody in this, there is no condemnation. There is no, like for instance, let's take an example. Very, very simple. There are people, when you go to socialize, so they say, no, oh, what's your drink? Hey, why does it say, no, I don't drink straight away? Have you ever thought of it? He never says, no, I don't drink. There are few who say that. I gave up drinking 20 years ago. This fellow says, you can start today. Or this fellow says, I'm an occasional drinker. This is the occasion. No. Why don't you say no? One chota beg, the one chota beg. Like that is the pressure created by Raga Dvesha for taking things which are pleasant. Either one is for the sake of the group. You know, I am in a social circle. What will they say if I don't? That's one. The other is fear of missing out. FOMO. What if I happens to me? Fear of the future. Hey, what would happen to me? What if I lose my job? What if I don't have financials? What if I don't have this? What if I don't have this? So these are the problems. See, FOMO. This drives everybody, including bhaktas. And more importantly, when one is under this pressure, there is a proclivity. There is a proclivity for me to compromise on what is proper. That's all. It's a fact. They are not saying that don't do it. The fellow who does it is bad. When you are under pressure, this is clouded. When this is clouded, one is under a proclivity to do what is wrong. I won't even use the word wrong. I don't want to stand on judge. What is improper? When you say what is improper, according to what it is improper? Legally improper, socially improper, morally improper, religiously improper. It is simply not done. So if it is improper, so the proclivity to do what is improper, you are under pressure. Now, Vedanta doesn't come, Bhagavad Gita doesn't come, teacher doesn't come and say, you are condemned. It simply says, when you do something improper, you may get away here, but you will definitely not get away in your lifetime. It adds or hereafter. When you have done something improper, you will have to settle accounts here or hereafter. Hisab chukana padega. There is no way out. That's all it says. It's a matter of fact. Can it be corrected? Yes. Depending upon the improper, some can be corrected here, some needs a longer duration. There are various grades. I don't want to go into that. Okay. It doesn't condemn the person as somebody who is wrong. It only says that there is an inclination. One has to be careful. The human being is blessed with a faculty of choice. While it's a great blessing, it's also a curse, because you tend to choose things which throw you into conflict. It also is a curse. It's just a statement of fact. Okay, I have done something wrong. Having done something wrong, I don't say if you were from my kind of background, you would have done that something. No, there is no justification. Please be careful about that. If you are justifying, you're only self-denial. Simply say, yes, I have done some wrong. Okay. And then you say, what do I do? I am helplessly driven. There's another drivel, or what do you call it? There's another drivel. Because you have been blessed with a Shakti called Viveka Shakti, Vairagya Shakti. You also have been told by the scriptures that there are two values called Shama and Dama. Shama is mastery of the ways of thinking, trying to draw away myself from what is not proper. Dama is controlling the sense organs, where Shama becomes difficult. So Viveka Vairagya is called for. You have Vivekam. Every one of us has Vivekam. Every one of us has Vairagyam. It could be weak. It could be weak. But you can't say I'm being driven towards all this. If you were from my background, you will know this is driven. It doesn't work that way. So, Dvandva Mohena Bharata, you are driven. Yeah. Now, what happens if I continue doing the improper? Okay. Here or hereafter, I will face it. Jaza says, kya ho? Kaun si aafat aa gayi hai? People talk like this. Okay. What will happen? I will face it. They say the Vinasha is Mahat Vinasha. What is the Mahat Vinasha? The Viveka Vairagya become dull. When it comes to moment of reckoning, Viveka Vairagya stop working. Because by following the improper, by doing what is improper, I have dulled my Viveka Vairagya. And spirituality won't work. That's all he says. Yes, please understand, for spirituality, it needs a certain sukshma buddhi. The sukshma buddhi gets dulled. It is just a statement of fact. He is not condemning. You are an author. There is no such condemnation at all. There is no, you will rot in hell, nothing like that. Nothing like that. There is this beautiful episode in the Mahabharata. Yudhishthira is taken on a tour of Swarga, Naraka. He's walking around. So he comes at a point where his brothers are in Naraka, going through a lot of pain. And he sees the Kauravas having a lot of fun. It gives you two things. Very often we complain, I am a good guy, I am going through pain. You people are all these fellows are adharma fellows, they're having fun. Okay. This Vedanta gives you a simple. He says, his punya karma is fructifying now. Your papa karma is fructifying now. Nobody can do anything. You possibly cannot have a ringside seat to see everybody going through punya, papa, and all. This human sharira is not fit for all this. It's just not made for that. And Yudhishthira says, hey, what's happening, man? Krishna first gives this explanation, and then he says, please understand, by falling in the battlefield, all these fellows have done a great punya. Because according to the Shastras, according to the Veera Marana, dying in the battlefield with arrows in the front, not in the back. Okay, with arrows in the front is a Veera Marana, and Veera Marana assures you Swargaloka. This is them all of them have been Veera Marana, each one of them here, so they've got Swargaloka. And you 5 brothers, while doing good, you have still done something wrong. So for that you are going through. So even if Krishna drove your chariot and if you drove something wrong, you have to go through the pain. Yudhishthira says, what did I do? He says, yeah, you gambled away everything. That's why you are. And what is my pain? He said, you are seeing your brother suffer. That's it. So very often what will happen? Nothing may happen to me. I may be fine. In Hindi, there is a beautiful quote, people. अपने को कुछ नहीं होता है, अपनों को होता है, उससे दर्द होता है. Nothing will happen to you. हट्टा कट्टा fun. अपनों को होता है. That gives you pain. That's all it's highlighting. It's highlighting fact. And it says, you have viveka, you have vairagya, use them well. That's what this verse needs. So let's go to 28. This talks about what happens to guys or people who use them well. Yesham tvantagatam papam. Yesham tvantagatam papam. Jananam punya karmanam. Jananam punya karmanam. Whole line. Yesham tvantagatam papam. Jananam punya karmanam. Second line. Te dvandva mohe nirmukta. Te dvandva moha nirmukta. Bhajante mam dridhavrataha. Bhajante mam dridhavrataha. Whole line. Te dvandva moha nirmukta. Muktaha. Nirmuktaha. Bhajante mam dridhavrata. Whole line. Yesham tvantagata papam. Whole verse. Yesham tvantagata papam. Jananam punya karmanam. Te dvandva moha nirmuktaha. Bhajante mam dridhavrata. Dridhavrata, a very powerful word. Dridhavrata. Who is a dridhavrata? One who has done Purushartha Nischaya. Forget my past. This has happened. I'm not going to regret my past. I'm not going to be resentful about my past, but I'm going to take the initiative to be objective, handle the problem. No. Address the problem, handle the issue, take initiative to correct. Remember 3 things. Such a person is a Dridhavrata. Be objective. This is what has happened. This is my learning. Therefore, and this has come because of this is the root of the problem. Therefore, I am going to address this problem. I am going to handle the issue because this problem has given rise to certain outcomes which I am facing right now. I am going to handle these issues. And I'm not going to lapse back. I'm going to take the initiative to correct. Ishvara Anugraha, please give me strength of will. That's my prayer. I'm not saying please lighten my burden. I'm not saying please do this for me. Let me have the strength of will to get out of this Dvandva Moha and correct what is to be corrected. Okay, such a person is a Drida Vrata. And the Drida Vrata does, what does he do? Punya Karmanam, all the corrective actions, all the series of mistakes you have corrected now. And such a person, Esham, these people, Jananam, these kind of people, Esham, Jananam, these people, Papam, Antagatam, they destroy the virulence of their negative actions. Negative action effect will never go away. But the virulence, the capacity to torment you, the capacity to sink its teeth into you and run your life and ruin your life, it won't allow that to happen. So that Jananam Papa Antagatam, the virulence of that effects of the wrong action and the Dvandva Moha, Nirmukta, freed from that. Mam Bhajante, they insightfully know me, they seek me. Okay, so beautifully expressed by Krishna. Bring it to your personal life. Don't leave it here. Bring it into your heart. Bring it into your heart. How will it change? How will it change me? There have been mistakes. Okay, I'm aware of the mistakes. I'm not going to continue those mistakes. I am going to, I objectively see this is the reason for the mistake. I don't even call it a mistake. I say these are the learnings from the past. Mistake is again judgment. Why should I judge? It's not even a mistake. I say this is the effect of this action. I don't even call it a wrong action. This is the action. This is the effect. This effect is giving me pain. So I have to address that action, the proclivity to repeat the action, I have to address that. The present pain I have to handle. And I take initiative to see that I don't. Such a person is a Drida Vrata. And once you do that, you have done what is called a Purushartha Nishchaya. What is it that you want out of life? Ask. That clarity comes to you. That's what it says. Mam bhajate. That clarity comes to you. This is the beauty of this verse. Verse number 20. Let's go to 29. Jara marana mokshaya mama shritya yatanti ye. Jara marana mokshaya mama shritya yatanti ye. Te brahma tat viduhu. Te brahma tat viduhu. Kritsna madhyatma. Te brahma tat vidu kritsnam. Te brahma tat vidu kritsnam. Madhyantamam karma chakilam. Madhyatmam karma chakilam. So whole verse. Jara marana mokshaya mama shritya yatanti ye. Te brahma tat vidu kritsnam. Madhyatmam karma chakilam. Okay. So how do I initiate? How do I initiate corrective measures? They, such people, mam ashritya, at the individual level, as an artharthi bhakti, as an artha bhakta, as an arthartha bhakta, hold on to Ishvara, and you have to face certain realities in life. Hold on to Ishvara and say, may I be able to face certain realities. What are the realities? When it comes to my body, and when it comes to all the bodies, whoever it may be, there are three things that will happen to the body. No escape. Okay? Jara, Vyadhi, Maranam. Outer layer. Okay, we saw about 3 layers. Outer layer. Jara, it will age. It will age. Asti, Jayate, Vardate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyati. Nobody is an exception to this. So when you look at a body, you have to understand that it is subject to aging, disease, and death. Therefore, this is going to happen. Do what is required to stay in good health. One of the best things to do is stay in good health is to follow what is proper. If you do what is proper, the inner physiological system will not damage the outer layer. Otherwise, if you are going to live in conflict all the time, if there is an inner conflict all the time, you suffer from psychosomatic illnesses. Physically, you're worn out. So you do what is initiate correction. I take responsibility for my life. I take charge of my life. I will live correctly. Okay, so this is a reality. Say, Mama. What is Mama Ashritya? I take solace from Ishvara. I hold on to Ishvara. I say, Ishvara, give me the strength of will to correct myself. Okay, yatanti, yatna karte hue, and then I initiate action. Yatanti, they, such people, Brahma, Kritsnam, Adhyatmam, Akilam, Karma, Viduhu. Oh, what a beautiful words. They understand the entire, what do you call, gamut of karma, phala, karma, phala, karma, phala. They understand the entire gamut. And then living properly does not become a struggle. Now living properly becomes a struggle. If it's not clear to you, living properly does not. Long back, I must share with you this nice story. Very nice story, which my Guruji told to me when I was in those early days when I was trying to learn Gita. I used to talk on the subject Gita and management and things like that. What happens when you tell lies? You have to understand. There is a knowing faculty in me. There is a doing faculty in me. Now suppose I say, this is color yellow. Is there any yellow here? My knowing faculty knows this is not yellow. My seeing faculty, my doing faculty says it is yellow. I am split. I know something, I say something else. I know something, I say something else. I am split. And if you are going to permanently work on this split, what's going to happen? First thing, alarm goes up at 5:40. Ping. I want to decide to do all these things. Nothing happens. And as you grow older, the split becomes permanent. The knowing faculty says, I want to be happy. The doing faculty says, I will see how you will be. This is a story he told me long back. This is the motivation for all of us to be aligned, to be together as people. Simple. Do you want to get hurt? Don't hurt. You would like to be lied to? Don't lie. That's all. Common sense values. Bhagwan will come and koi zarurat nahi. You want your property. See, remember, this is how values work. Two robbers stole from somebody's house and they were sharing. So this fellow went down to pick a bag and come. He found his share had perhaps gone down. He says, "Tell me the truth. Did you not take away something from here?" Four fellows are robbing somebody. So he said, "Tell me that." Even a robber wants to be told it. So, you understand how karma phala, how prarabdha works. This life has come to me because of my prarabdha karma. The pleasures, the pains I'm going through is because of my prarabdha karma. Whatever I do now is adding on to my bundle called sanchita karma. But there are some prarabdha, some karma which I do now, which adds to my present prarabdha. It adds to my present prarabdha. Is it worth it? That's all. Teacher only asks you. He says, one who understands this, one you understand. Now, this road doesn't go to where you want to. Would you get into? There is a bus, a luxury bus which takes you. But it doesn't take you to a destination. And that fellow says, "Sir, itinerary 1,500 rupees, but today free." Would you get into that bus? You don't get into that. So, teacher says, think properly. That's all he says. And one who thinks properly knows the karma phala properly. And Krishnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakilam Viduhu, he understands how things work. He just understands. You understand how life works. Can there be a better incentive? I understand how life works. So this is 29. Let's go to 30, the last verse of this chapter. Generally, the Bhagavad Gita, at the end of one chapter, they will introduce the next chapter. Okay, it's as though saying, don't miss the next one. Iske baad kya hua? CA episode 151. Krishna doesn't want to do all that so far. But this is what he says. He says, Arjun, listen to me. Sadi bhutam, sati bhutadi devam mam. Sadi bhutadi devam mam. Sadi yagyam chaye viduhu. Sadi bhutadi devam mam. Sadi yagyam chaye viduhu. Prayanakalepi chamam. Prayanakalepi chamam. Te vidur yukta chetasaha. Te vidur yukta chetasaha. All verse. Sadi bhutadi devam mam. Sadi yagyam cha ye viduhu. Prayanakalepi chamam. Te vidur yukta chetasaha. 4 new terms introduced, so far not handled in these 7 chapters. The teacher introduces 4 new terms. Adi Bhutam, Adi Devam, Adi Yagyam, and Prayanakala. Okay, what is Sadi Bhutam? The entire cosmic created beings. So he says, Yukta Chetasaha. Yukta means one who insightfully looks into the whole thing, will understand Srishti clearly. All of us have this question. When did the first Srishti come? Man evolved from monkeys, somebody said, but please don't say it from monkeys. They get very upset about it. That's why when you go to the zoo, the monkeys jump and want to get at you. They say, why do you use my name, man? I'm a lot better than you guys are. So, when did the first monkey come? It doesn't work that way. It is cyclical. and I cannot explain it to the final, dot the I and cross the T's. So therefore, you will understand this intuitively. That is Adi Devam, Adi Bhutam. Then he says, Adi Devam. You will understand certain things about this Vedic heritage. For instance, for me, when I talk of my eyes, it is not just eyes for me. I invoke a Devata. Hearing, I invoke a Devata. For instance, let's say you're going for treatment. Let's say somebody's eyesight is not okay. They go for treatment. Then they will be told, in South India, there is a temple called Madhyama temple. They will say, please go there and offer small silver leaf which has your eyes etched on. You will buy it and offer it to Devi. She will protect your eyes. Quite simply because for us, any of these powers are, this is a phenomenon. Eyesight is a phenomenon. Ear, sound is a phenomenon. Hey, my capacity to speak is a phenomenon. Thoughts flow is a phenomenon. I have not thought out anything. I just read and it flashes. It's a phenomenon. And this phenomenon is invoked in a deity. That's why for me, Vak Devata. Every morning I pray to Vak Devata. May I speak properly today? Vak Devata. So he says, you will understand the role of every Devata properly. Okay? You will understand Adi Yagyam. What is Yagya? What is activity properly? What is activity for, what is selfless function? You will understand it well. Right now, we don't know selfless function. Ultimately, the question is what happens to me? If I do this, this what will happen. If I do this, this what will happen. But have I contributed? You will understand the power of contribution. And then he comes to the last one, Prayana Kale. A lot of people say, sir, I've missed out all this. I'm now at the end of my life. You say moksha, will it work for me? Now I'm struggling with my back, with my knees, with my Knees, not, not the related knees. Okay, Knees. I'm struggling with that. And I'm struggling with all kinds of difficulties. Will it work for me? The teacher says, Prayana Kale Api Yukta Chetasa. If your inquiry is insightful and proper, you will get it. The teacher cautions. Many of us will say, anyway, if I am on the deathbed, if I concentrate, I will get it. Please understand. It's a very beautiful Kabir ke dohe. Dukh mein sumiran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi. Jo sukh mein sumiran kare, dukh kahe ko hoy. So if you, it is something like that. Somebody goes for let's say a workout or something like that very often, and the fellow has neglected his health all of it. Now the last stages have come, and the doctor said if you had maintained physical fitness, this would have not happened. He says, "Can I do it today?" And you won't be able to sit up, let alone do it today. So if your thought process is like in Tamil, they say, Tamil, South Indian languages, they say, all Tamil and our Dravidian group of languages, they say. Ayyo, they say. So when you are hit, you are used to saying Ayyo till 90th year. In the 91st year, will you say Sri Rama? Because the whole system is programmed to say Ayyo. So if you come and say, hey, I will live my kind of bohemian life, violating everything, Tom, Dick and Harry, left, right, center, value for nobody. I live such a life. And the Prana Kale, last stage, I will say, hey, Krishna. Krishna will say, line mein baith here, one last row mein jaake baith. 999 people are on the queue. Go sit in 1,000 with other fellow poppies. I will handle your case when it comes. So it's not that. But it is an encouragement that Even now, it's not too late. Prayana Kale, there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee I will live at 6:31. No guarantee. Why 6:31? 6:30. There's no guarantee. I may do lambi sans. If the lambi sans doesn't come out, I'm gone. It can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody. So this is understand Prayana Kala is now. Start study of Gita today. Now. Ishvara Chintan, start today. This is how he wants to end chapter 7. Ishvara Anugraha, Shastra Kripa, Guru Kripa. We have been able to study 7 chapters. Purely Ishvara Anugraha, Guru Kripa, Shastra. This capacity is not there in this Sharira at all. I just never imagined I'll be able to do seven chapters. It's just not there. It just flows. I say Sadashiva Samarambham Asmat Acharya Paryantam. When I take the name of Asmat Acharya, he sits and talks. I don't talk. In fact, there's a great personal experience which I wanted to share in this group. Long ago, my father passed away 14 years ago. And he used to occasionally sit in my class and listen to me. One day I heard him talk to my mother. And he was telling her, hey, where did he learn all this? My mother said, I've never learned him since, seen him sit down and learn seriously. He goes to Swamiji's class once. And he used to say that when he sits there and talks, I don't see my son there. So it comes to you purely by Guru Kripa. This body, mind, sense complex. Kuch dam nahi, anatma. It'll go anytime. Anytime it'll go. The sands, are running about anytime. So that's not a big thing. But if we have been able to study and if I have been able to contribute a little bit to making your lives better, it is Ishvara Anugraha. So we will meet again next week. Next week I will do a summary of chapter 7 and enter chapter 8 of the Bhagavad Gita. Ishvara Anugraha, Krishna Anugraha. Let's be together. Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahisha Gobrahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasya Shalinim Desho Yam Chobarahitah Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamasuma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Purnamada Purnamidam Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyati Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Jai Ho Swami Dayananda Maharaj ki Jai Ho Pavanaputra Hanuman ki Jai Ho Bajrangabali ki Jai Ho. The single most good fortune in my life, apart from my parentage, is the presence of Sri Swami Dayananda Saraswati. It is his grace that I met him quite a long time ago. And he looked at me and smiled. And that perhaps was a moment of reckoning. And all of us are vulnerable human beings. We all make mistakes. And we all get knocked about. There's, once in a while, life gives you a punch. We all face punches in life. But Ishvara Anugraha, Guru Kripa, I have been able to stand up. I've been able to handle things. And it is Ishvara Anugraha. And it assures that anybody who touches the Gita only, Gita won't leave you. So one day it happened, and I was talking about Gita won't leave you. A guy says, "Where? Who Gita, sir?" He said, "Bhagavad Gita." He won't leave you. Bhagavad Gita, it follows you. Having touched the Gita, Gita will touch, will change your life, will transform your life. Hari Om. May Gita Acharya bless you. We all meet next week. Om. Om.